For this week's video, I thought it might be helpful to share 10 things I wish I knew before I started hiking. Hiking is a fantastic way to start exploring outdoors. It's great for your physical health, it's great for your mental health, and you can make it about as easy or as challenging as you'd like. But this video is going to be a little bit different than my other videos. I'm going to share 5 things I wish I knew before I started hiking, and Tim from Tim Collins ADV, who is a fellow outdoor content creator here on YouTube, is going to share 5 things he wished he knew before he started hiking. After you watch this video, go check out Tim's channel, where he'll be posting another video we worked on together. I'll leave a link to his channel down below. So my first thing is to start local and small. It can be very tempting to see a trail with an epic viewpoint and want to tackle that right away, but that is a great way to get in over your head and decide you hate hiking, or possibly worse. Starting local makes it easier to actually start. It's much simpler to drive to your local park than it is to wake up early and drive a couple hours to another area that, for whatever reason, might be more appealing. It's also easier to justify driving a short distance if you only plan on hiking for a short amount of time, as opposed to driving for hours just to spend an hour or so on the trail.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for having me on your channel. I really appreciate it. I'm happy to be here today and share some insights on this topic. The first thing I wish I knew before I started hiking was that cotton is not ideal. It retains moisture a lot longer than other materials, and it has more of an odor when you sweat in it. So if you're on like a multi-day adventure, it's going to stink, and it doesn't dry as quick, and it just doesn't breathe as well. So what I do is I wear merino wool socks. They dry quick, they don't stink after a couple of days of wearing them, and they breathe pretty well. And I also wear like a polyester shirt, polyester nylon fabric. It breathes really well, it dries really quick, it protects me from the sun, and it's just a lot more comfortable, and it's stretchy and moves a little easier. It's so much better than cotton. So if you can, at all costs, avoid cotton.
Next is, you don't need fancy gear to get started. Yes, better gear down the road can improve your experience. A backpack designed for hiking is going to be more comfortable than one you have like left over from school, but it is 100% not necessary, especially when you're first getting started. And I'd actually say it's better to not buy any new gear when you're brand new to hiking. Use what you already have, and then when you're ready to upgrade, you'll have a better idea of what features actually matter to you. If you buy new gear with little to no experience, there's a decent chance you'll just end up replacing it because you didn't know enough to know what you were looking for. All you really need to get started are some comfortable shoes and clothing, and maybe a water bottle depending on the length of your hike. I personally prefer a hydration bladder over a water bottle, but when you start out, a water bottle will be just fine.
The next thing I wish I knew was that the weather can change unexpectedly. It's important to check the weather before you go on an adventure and kind of know what you're getting into, but also sometimes things unexpectedly happen, so it's a good idea to have like a rain jacket with you just in case, maybe an extra layer in case the temperatures drop. Sometimes mountain weather can be unpredictable. In the desert we can get monsoons kind of quickly without much notice. Check the weather before you go, but also expect the unexpected.
Another thing I wish I had known about is the option to download trails for offline use. I personally really like Gaia GPS for this, as I can download like a whole area as opposed to just a single trail, but there are other options such as All Trails or Avenza.
And the next thing I wish I knew is that a lot of the challenge is mental more than it is physical. Don't get me wrong, hiking 20 miles in one day is physically a lot of effort, but a lot of that is going to be mental too. A lot of that's going to be, can you push yourself forward when you want to give up and you don't want to walk anymore? It's a mental thing. So you got to build up kind of like calluses, mental calluses, mental strength and fortitude to like push yourself through when you're not feeling like you want to do it and doing it anyway. A lot of the challenge is going to be mental. And that is something I wish I knew in the beginning, that it was okay to struggle mentally and to expect that to happen. It gets easier over time, you get better at it, but in the beginning this is something I definitely wish that I knew.
It's very important for all hikers to understand the leave no trace principles. Some new hikers are great about this, and some aren't. I'd like to think it's just a lack of knowledge of how an individual's actions can affect an entire environment. The leave no trace principles are: plan ahead and prepare, travel and camp on durable surfaces, dispose of waste properly, leave what you find, minimize campfire impact, respect wildlife, and be considerate of others.
Next thing I wish I knew was that you really need to factor in elevation, gain and loss into your plan. It's very important to plan out how many miles you're going to be doing, but it's also important to factor in how high up are you going from where you're starting. It can really drastically change the difficulty of your hike, and knowing that ahead of time, you can plan accordingly. If you're going up thousands of feet in 10 miles, that's going to be a lot harder than a 15-mile hike that's flat, you know, so you definitely got to factor that in and be aware of elevation is a huge factor in the difficulty of your adventure.
My last thing is don't forget to hydrate and fuel. It can feel convenient to not have to carry anything else like water and snacks, but I promise you, you will enjoy your hike so much more if you're not dehydrated. If you're starting to hike more miles or it's really hot out, you can also add electrolytes to your water. My personal favorite is Scratch, but try a few different brands to see what works best for your body. I've also heard of people treating hiking as purely exercise and not wanting to eat because they didn't want to replace the calories that they were burning. Don't do this. If you're just out for like a easy mile hike, obviously you don't need to eat anything during the hike, but as you increase your miles, it's important to fuel your body.
And my final tip is that overpacking can absolutely ruin your adventure. It's important to have, you know, some necessities and things for emergencies, but you don't need to plan for every possible scenario and pack everything that you have with you for a day hike. It's just not necessary. Make sure that you have the essentials, things that you're going to really need, but you know, you don't need to pack a chair, for example. Sometimes I do, but it's not always necessary. You know, so just think a little bit and plan a little bit about what you actually need, what can be left at home, what's a nice to have item that you don't really need, and maybe you could shed a little bit of weight by not bringing that. Don't get me wrong, I do like to have like a luxury item like my Wakeiko Nanopresso espresso maker, but it doesn't come with me on every trip. If weight is a factor and I don't want to be overloaded, then I'm probably not bringing it. But on shorter trips, when I am packing pretty light anyway, I might just throw that in there. It's only a couple of ounces. But anyways, that's my final tip. Overpacking can definitely ruin your adventure. Thanks so much for having me on your channel, Courtney. I really appreciate it. It was fun working together with you on this project. Hopefully we can do this again in the future. Anyways, thanks for having me on your channel, and it was really fun, so thank you.
Big thank you to Tim for joining me for this video, and don't forget to head over to Tim's channel to check out the other video we worked on together. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to be always adventuring.